Hi, everybody. Well, there is a viral TikTok going out there of a woman blasting Carnival Cruise Line about the gentleman who went overboard and the fact that she got a survey after getting off that ship and she didn't even know a man went missing. Okay, I agree with some of her points, but other points I completely disagree. So let's talk about some of that. So a gentleman went missing on a Carnival cruise ship. Remember, he was last seen by I think it was his brother at 2 a.m., but he wasn't reported missing until 7 a.m. of Disembarkation Day. That's an important point. Disembarkation Day. The cruise ship is pulling into port. So when you report it at 7 a.m., people are getting off the ship at 7:30, 7, it's not like in the middle of the cruise where somebody goes overboard and the ship turns around. There's no place to turn around. You're in dock. So that's an important point, because she says Carnival didn't tell her about, while she was on the ship, that somebody went missing. Well, the reason is you were getting off the ship. They can't stop everybody on board and start telling you to all go back to your cabins so they can do a search and make sure everybody's still on board, because people would miss their flights and, as far as they know, the person's not overboard. They just can't find them on the ship. So you don't press the panic button unless you know somebody's been overboard. So let's put that clear right off the bat. Being there on Disembarkation Day at 7 a.m. is when this is reported. That's a big deal. That's a big point. Now, she also said that she got home and Carnival sent her a survey. How did you enjoy your experience on the Carnival ship? And she says, well, hey, how about asking me, if I've seen this gentleman? A man went missing on the cruise. And yes, I agree in a way that it would have been nice if Carnival would have been able to send out a notice saying, here's a picture of the gentleman. This person went missing on the ship. Police are trying to find him. If you have seen him or know his whereabouts or remember seeing him, please contact the police. That would have been a nice thing to do. But you got to remember, somebody has to manually do that, right? That's not an automatic thing that they have. Now, what is automatic is the minute you check in on board on a cruise ship, the computer system is already set up to send you that survey at the end of your cruise. Every cruise I've been on, I get a survey within 2 days on any cruise line. That's an automatic system that's set up. So to say, hey, how come you sent us a survey? It's automatic. It just happens. It's set up to find your input, because the reason they send those surveys out, it's not just to say, hey, maybe book another cruise with Carnival, hey, maybe do this. But they're asking you about service. Did anybody stand out? Did anybody, go above and beyond? Do you think we need to recognize it? Or what are some things we need to work on to correct? How did you enjoy the food? Is the food substandard? Was it really good? What did you think? A lot of the crew members get their promotions based on those recommendations. I was recently on a cruise ship where the cruise director literally got her job because so many people had written in saying that she would make a great cruise director. And she had just become a cruise director. So yeah, that's the reason they send out those surveys. It's not to get it's to find out information. What do they need to change? Oh, if 50 people coming off the cruise ship said this restaurant's food wasn't very good, they would address that right away. That's a lot of people. They would say, oh, something's going wrong. What happened on this cruise? You see that happen all the time. They want to pay attention to the details of what people are saying. What are they complaining? What is possibly keeping them away from cruising with you again? That's why the survey go out, and it's automatic. Now, I don't know of any cruise line in the world that wants to send out bad news, right? Have you ever heard of any cruise line sending out a message afterwards saying, oh, by the way, a person went overboard on our ship. Do you remember seeing them? I don't remember that. I don't remember. First of all, it's not great publicity for your business, and I understand that, right? It's just the way things are. If, for instance, here's the thing, Walt Disney World. Have you ever heard of anybody passing away at Walt Disney World? Happens all the time. Happens all the time. I mean, they get millions upon millions upon millions of visitors a year. Of course it happens, but you don't hear about it. One thing also is they have the people who come to, the first responders and everything, they don't declare anybody deceased on property. They wait till they get to the hospital and then they declare them deceased. That way they didn't pass away on property. It's not good advertising, and I understand why businesses don't do that. Now, was the story in the news? Yes. It was on everybody who covers cruising. It was on TikTok. It was on Facebook. It was on the news, on TV. It was covered by the media. I don't necessarily think it's the cruise line's responsibility to start, doing that. And I understand how it would be nice if all cruise lines did something like that. I would say that would be good. However, I honestly think business-wise, would you want to do it? If you owned a business and you own a restaurant and somebody goes into the bathroom and doesn't come out, disappears, would you send out a notice to all the customers that were in that restaurant that night that this person disappeared? Hey, somebody was eating at our restaurant, they went to the washroom, we haven't seen them since. If you happen to have seen them, please contact the police. No business does that. So to blame a cruise line for not doing that, I don't agree with it, and especially complaining because you got a survey. Well, you always get a survey. Are you a first-time cruiser? Because if you're not, you've always got a survey every single time on every single cruise line. From the smallest cruise line in the world to the largest cruise line in the world, you're gonna get a survey. I've gotten a survey when I took a ferry boat. Yes, it's just automatic. You buy your ticket, you get a survey. It's not a surprise. So yeah, would it be nice? Maybe, but I can understand the logic behind not doing it. Because if they did it, you would expect every business in the world that deals with public. How about a hotel? People staying at an all-inclusive, somebody goes missing. Is the hotel sending out messages to everybody who stayed at the hotel that this person was missing? No, because it's bad for business. It does not make sense. And if you think about it logically, it makes perfect sense. No business out there wants bad publicity. And I can't blame a cruise line for not doing it in this case.